Hi, Gemini. Welcome back. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment. It helps the channel grow. Click that bell button so you don't miss another reading. Gemini, I'm hearing that you had somebody here who just really thought that you were trying to control them. Okay? They thought that you were trying to change their point of view of things, trying to control the way that they think, who they talk to. And the reason why they had this thinking is because of somebody that they were talking to. Somebody that they were talking to didn't like your influence on this person. Okay? They didn't like it that you had so much influence on this person. So they told that person that to be careful with you, Gemini, because you were the kind of person that you were going to change them and not change them for the good. You were going to change them for the bad. Okay? And that person believed it because whoever that person is, that person was somebody who this person looked up to, right? They looked up to them. They thought that they knew everything. They're older, they're more mature, they've been around the block a few times, that kind of thing. And they really believed what that person said. And now, something happened where you didn't fall into place. Like you didn't do something that they were expecting you to do. Okay? It's like this other party thought that you were going to do something and you didn't do it. Instead, it's like you just got fed up, or you just got tired of talking, or you just got disgusted with the whole situation. Maybe you just got bored. Okay? Maybe you just got bored with the situation, or you just got tired of repeating yourself or having to repeat yourself over and over and over again and not seeing any kind of results, or having this person dispute like everything that you said, right? Like anything that you said, this person was disputing it because they had it in their head already that you were wrong about everything. Okay? Like everything that came out of your mouth was wrong, so they were ready to dispute anything that you said. Whatever you said, this person was on the opposite. Okay? So if you said the sky was blue, they would say, no, the sky is white. Okay? It was just like whatever the opposite is. Because they really did have it in their head that the other person was right and you were wrong about everything. Until you had enough. Until you were like, yeah, I'm done. Until you just like stopped engaging. You just stopped trying, you know? And since you did that, that person has stayed up. I mean, last night I'm hearing they couldn't sleep. Okay? They just couldn't sleep. They just kept thinking about you, about what you said, what this other person said. This is like somebody who could be a family member of theirs, a parent, an aunt, an uncle, somebody that they look up to. Okay? And it's like they stayed up all night thinking about the whole situation. And it's like they're realizing you weren't trying to control anything. Okay? They're realizing you weren't trying to control anything. They're starting to really question the whole situation, question the other person. They're trying to figure out why that other person said the things that they said. And they're realizing that there was some selfish reasons behind what the other party said. What the other party said, there's something that they're realizing that they were getting out of it. They were getting something out of it. And because they realized that that person had something to gain, right? They're realizing that now it's like they're getting angry, okay? They're just getting angry and disgusted. Like with the whole situation. They're just getting so disgusted with everything because they're feeling used by the other party, and they're realizing you weren't trying to control them. You were trying to warn them, or you were trying to help them, okay? Maybe for some of you, you were trying to warn them, and for some of you, you were just trying to help them out of a situation, out of, it could be something financial, like you were trying to give them some good advice, something that you know about, you know? And what I'm hearing is like, you didn't, like, you had no interior motive, like, you had nothing to gain. And that's why this person is realizing, like, you had nothing to gain for saying the things that you said. You had nothing to gain from it. And now they're realizing, like, they might have messed up the relationship between themselves and a very good friend, somebody who really genuinely cared about them, you know. And they're looking at your picture, you know, they're looking at your picture, they're remembering you. Last night they couldn't sleep, they kept running everything through their mind, looking at your picture, remembering the things that you said, you know. And it's like, they're getting mad, they're getting angry. They really want to confront that other person now. They really want to say something to them. But it's like, they're wondering, what's the use? That person is never going to change their ways. That person is always going to be selfish. They're always going to have a selfish way of thinking, or they always have to win, or they always have to get something out of it. Their viewpoint of that other person is totally changing now, okay? Totally changing. Their viewpoint of that other person is just, they're disgusted with the whole situation, and they're so worried that they've lost you for good. They're worried that they went too far. The arguing went too far, or yeah, their attitude towards you went too far. It's like, they're talking to somebody right now. They're telling somebody, like, I treated Gemini so bad. I shouldn't have done this. I did this. I did that. I said this. I said that. I shouldn't have done that. You know? And they're talking to somebody else, not that person. They're talking to another person. And they're like, you know what? I think so and so told me these things because of selfish reasons. You know, they didn't want me to move out. They wanted me to stay here so I could keep paying part of the bills, or they wanted me to stay where I am so they could have control over me. And they had me believing that Gemini wanted full control over me. They're opening their eyes. They're realizing what a big mistake they made. But they're also worried and concerned that, you know, is it too late now? Is it too late to make a change? Because this person genuinely feels like you're their soulmate. You know, they genuinely feel like you're their person. And they totally blew it. They totally messed it up. They feel like, you know, what are they going to do now? See, it took you getting away. It took you going quiet on them for them to be able to think clearly, because they were so stuck in this energy of, you know, trying to block you from anything that you try to say. Like, you would just call them and be like, "What are you doing?" They'd be like, what are you talking about? What am I doing?" You know, just something crazy like that, you know? And this person's realizing how foolish they were behaving, you know? It's like how foolish they were behaving. It's like this person, they want to rebuild something here. Things have come to the light here. You know, with the sun energy, things have come to the light. And they're remembering back before they introduced you to this other person, the one that was telling them all these lies, putting ideas into their head, okay? They're realizing before that happened, y'all were actually really happy together. Y'all were doing good together. Y'all were on the same page. And then this other person, they introduced you to this other person, and they brought that other person into the relationship, you know, or around the two of you. And it's like they realize that's when everything went to crap. See, but it took time, you know, it took some time. It took you going quiet and silent on this person for them to start sitting in the silence and start thinking about the last things that y'all said to each other. the last conversation that y'all had, and your attitude, their attitude, and them playing it over and over and over in their head for them to be able to see the full picture. And now they're realizing, oh wow, I cannot believe I fell for this crap. I can't believe. See, because that person, they made it seem so true. Like, they would even tell this person, like, oh, watch, Gemini's going to say this and that, and this is what it means. And they thought, oh, you would come and you would say it, and they would be like, see, that, yeah, they're right. And now they're looking at it now from a distance, and they're like, crap. So they're talking to a friend right now. They're talking about you right now. And that other person's like, no, just call Gemini. Just apologize. That's all you got to do is just apologize. Maybe take them out to eat or buy them a gift, or that this person is just telling them, like, just make it up to them. That's all you got to do. You're reading too much into it. You just got to, like, tell them you're sorry. Tell them you're sorry and just give them a gift or something just to make it up to them. And that person's like, no, I got to do something else. I got to do something bigger. And that person's like, well, just start off with this and then work your way up if you want to. But, just see if Gemini will even accept it. This person's like, just see where it goes. Take them some tacos. Or take them something that they like to eat, church's chicken or something. And just see what they say. See if they accept it. Because it's like, if you accept it, then it's like a sign, that it's a good sign. If you accept it, it's a good sign, like, okay, you're accepting their gifts, their apologies, that kind of thing. So that's where that other party's coming in. That's their way of thinking. But something happened here, and this third party, the one that was like trying to make it seem like you were this controlling freak and stuff, there was some jealousy there. And it's a very weird kind of jealousy, like, because it's a family member, or it's a best friend. It's a very odd kind of jealousy. It's not like romantic competition or anything. And yeah, there was some interior reasons behind it. Okay, like selfish reasons. They were gonna get some kind of gain from it. Yeah, but it goes beyond that. There was some jealousy. It was like you had opportunities, or you had something that they didn't have. And it's like opportunities, or you being able to have a good relationship or a good marriage. It was like this person felt like it was unfair, like it was being rubbed in their face. It was like they felt like your blessings were getting rubbed in their face. So you could be like younger, okay? But it's weird because there's no competition between you and that person. You're like totally different wavelengths, total different relationship with that person. Like, for instance, they could be a parent and you're like the sibling. I mean, yeah, like they're the parent or a sibling to this person, right? And you're like the romantic partner, or you were a good friend that they had romantic interest in, right? Like, how is that the same? You know, like, something's wrong with that picture. Something's not right with that picture. Well, now, since you stopped talking and that third party found out that y'all are not talking anymore, they feel like their work is done. They got rid of you. They have no idea that that person is actually talking to somebody else now about you, about making it up to you or apologizing. They have no idea. Okay, like, they don't know what's going on. They don't they don't see this coming. This is something that's going to blow their mind because they feel like they already did all the work. It's a done deal. They got rid of you. They're not going to have to see you. Okay? They're not going to have to compare themselves to you anymore. They're not going to have to feel that insecurities or feeling less than, or they're not going to have to feel that jealousy every time you walk in the room. It's that kind of energy. So right now, they're not doing anything. They feel like, their job is done. But wait until they see or find out that this person gave you a gift or this person apologized to you. Oh my goodness. It's going to be like World War III. That person is going to blow up because they thought that they had conquered everything. They checked every box. They made sure that you would lose, they would win, and they feel like they got it, but they didn't. They didn't get nothing. Actually, you walking away was the best thing that ever happened because now that person is like remembering everything and they're truly seeing the full picture. And they're not going to let that person get away with it again. Now they see. They realize there's something going on. I mean, it's not just personal gain, okay? But they know that there's something else going on, like that person's just jealous of you. They just have a crappy attitude, and they've always had a crappy attitude, and this person knows. They've had other people tell them, like other family members tell them, hey, be careful with so and so. So and so has a bad attitude. They see things kind of weirdly. They've heard it, and it has hurt them because they love that person. They look up to that person. But they've had enough people tell them to be careful with that person. Just be careful with that person, their point of views. And now they're looking back and they're like, oh, Grandma told me to be careful. Grandpa told me to be careful with that person. Not to listen to that person. And I listen to them. Why did I do that? Now, that third party could also be an alcoholic, could be illegal substance user, okay? Somebody who's constantly trying to cheat the system, somebody who's always trying to fraud something, trying to get away with something, okay? I'm hearing like this person has what they call antisocial personality disorder, okay? Like, I know when we say that, we hear antisocial we hear antisocial disorder and we automatically think of a person who doesn't like to be around people, right? That they're antisocial, they don't like to be around people, when in reality it actually means this. It actually means somebody who always thinks that they could get away with something, people who think nothing about cheating other people, conning other people. They have no consciousness. They're constantly doing things illegal. And this person could have a criminal history. Okay? They could have, a long sheet record where they have stolen from Walmart. They have stolen from Target, done some petty theft, got themselves into different trouble, always thinking that they're smarter than everybody else and they could get away with it. And the thing is that you don't know about that, okay? But this person does. This person knows some of the problems that person has had and gotten themselves into, and they're thinking to themselves like, why did I listen to that person? Why am I listening to this person? Why did I do that? And this person's so worried. They're so worried that they messed up and you're not coming back. So do be expecting, a knock on your door, a message, a gift, flowers, or something. This person's going to do something. Okay? They haven't planned it all out yet, but they're working on it right now. Okay? They're talking to somebody, they're working on it, they're figuring things out. and they're trying to figure out how to make this up to you, because that's what they really want to do. They really want to make this up to you because they feel bad about the situation, and they are definitely taking responsibility for what they did. Okay, they're definitely wanting to take responsibility, accountability for accusing you of things. Treating you the way that they did, treating you like that you were a nobody or you weren't important. That kind of thing. And this person sees it, and they really do want to take accountability now. Let's see what angel numbers came out for you. 26 and 55 is coming out. It says you have a desire to succeed and will feel most accomplished when your work benefits others. Your intuitive awareness of what people want allows you to come up with innovative solutions to meet their needs. I am tactful. So do put that in the comment section. I am tactful. 55 came out for you. It says substantial change is in your future. Embrace the change and need to overcome your insecurities and let go of your fears. I am evolving. Well, if you're evolving, there's a good chance that you might not want this person back. Because if you're changing already, your mind could be changing, your attitude about the situation could be changing. I did see that there was a point where you just felt so disgusted with this person, and you just felt like there was no use. Why even talk to this person anymore? You realized that they weren't worth your energy anymore. So I think if this person wants to get you back, they're going to have to do something big. I mean, yeah, they're right. They're going to have to do something big. It's going to have to be more than them just bringing you lunch and apologizing, which is a good beginning, don't get me wrong. But if they want to win your heart back, spark your interest back again, I think this person is definitely going to have to do something bigger, because you are changing. And it looks like you have other priorities, helping other people, working with other people. Your priorities are different than theirs, so you're going to prioritize the people that you love and care about. And you're going to be there for them. Of course, you're going to take care of yourself, because you can't take care of somebody else until you take care of yourself. So yeah, this person's right. They're going to have to do something big. Something to spark your heart, to get you interested again, to win you back. They're right. Well, anyways, they're on the fence. They know that they need to make a decision. They're on a fence, but what they want is they want this. They want the stability with you again. Okay, they want happiness. They want stability. They want to build things back up again. They want to try. That's what they want. Anyways, Gemini, thank you for being here. I hope this helps you knowing what's going on behind the scenes. This is my specialty. If you're new here, I specialize in looking for things that you don't see going on around you. Okay, that's my specialty. Anyways, guys, catch me in the next one. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye bye.